So I'm just going to film a quick get ready with me, and seriously this has to be quick because I have 40 minutes left on my camera because I'm too lazy to go and dump everything onto my computer. So I'm going to use this new palette that I got. It's the NYX Ultimate palette in 03. It's the warm neutrals, and these are the colors. And right now I'm on this sort of rust kick, so this palette seemed perfect for me. I really do like the colors a lot. I swatched this when I was at Ulta, but they didn't have it in stock anymore. I don't know that they are going to ever have it back in stock again, but it is still available on Ulta's website. So if you really want it, you can always purchase it right from Ulta. I don't know if this is the case for everybody or what the deal is, but it took me a long time to get this palette. I ordered it on the 4th of July and I received it on June 13th, or July 13th. So I'm not quite sure what the deal is there, but yeah, it took quite a while. So I just used this shade here to kind of put underneath my eyebrow, and then I'm also going to put it onto my lid. I love this brush. It's a 227 from MAC. It's one of my favorite for just laying down a lot of color quickly. Alright, so what am I going to do? I'm just going to layer a bunch of colors on to see how the palette performs. I'm going to start with this color right here. Kind of reminds me of like a soft brown from MAC. And I'm going to start in my crease. And I'm using a 221 brush to apply this. Alright, the next color that I'm going to use is this one here. That's going to go into my crease also. I'm just going to kind of layer colors here. I'm just going to use the same brush. Lately what I've been having to do is actually pull down on my eyelid so that I can really get into my crease without that skip mark. Honestly, it's the only thing I can do to sort of eliminate, because my eyes are, I don't know what's happening, if they're becoming a little hooded or what, but my crease is deeper now than it used to be. And so when I put my brush in there, even though this is a perfect brush for my crease, when I go to put color in, even if I hold the brush so that it's a little more narrow, it's still not depositing color all the way through my crease. So I get the skip mark. So yeah, that's why from now on you'll probably see me sort of pulling down on my lid a little bit. That's just to stretch it out a little more so that all the color gets in where it needs to go. I made a palette yesterday from a lot of the eyeshadows that I have purchased lately. I try to buy my eyeshadows just in the pan. I don't typically like to buy eyeshadows like this anymore, just because I like to put them in a palette. Oops, camera's crooked. And so I went to Target yesterday and I bought one of those Shea Moisture palettes. It's just kind of like a tin palette. And I didn't realize how many eyeshadows I had, loose eyeshadows. I filled the entire palette. It's full. But when I kind of took a step back and looked at the colors that were in the palette, I was like, holy cow, I definitely have a preference when it comes to certain eyeshadows. I think I need a new tripod because this one, just look at, it won't stay. It's kind of annoying. So far I like this palette. I like how soft the colors are and they're blending really nice. I like it. Next I'm going to use this color, and I think I'm just going to do my typical application here. This is going to annoy me. Alright, same brush, and this is going to go mainly in the outer corner. It's going to still stay in my crease, but I'm going to concentrate it mostly out here, and then maybe I'll take it slightly through. Lately I've been into looks that I'm using the same color, just different shades of it. And I've really been liking how it looks. I'm just going to add some layers here to darken it up. And I'm just going to take a clean brush here and go right along the edge. Actually, what I might do is go back into that color with this brush. Like so. So, my birthday is coming up, and I'm gonna be 44. And when I think about that, I'm just like, holy cow! Like I don't think of myself as old. I just think of myself like, I can't believe that I've been on this planet for 44 years. I can't believe that I've been raising children for the last 21 years of my life. Like, it just seems surreal to me, you know? I'm not freaking out because of my age. I'm not like that. Like, a lot of women freak out when they hit a certain age, you know, like 30, 40, whatever. I don't think that I've ever freaked out about my age. If anything, I've gotten to a point where I feel like I'm finally being taken seriously. My whole life, that's been kind of a big deal to me, is just being taken seriously. And because for the longest time, I never looked my age. Like when I had my first son, I was 22. And I remember being in the hospital with a group of women who'd all had babies, and we were sitting in this class together. And I was the youngest one in the room. And I remember sitting by myself, kind of off to the side, because I got into the class late, so I had to take the last chair. And when I walked in, they all just kind of like looked at me. And maybe I shouldn't have assumed, but the way that I felt was like, they're looking at me like I'm some 16-year-old teenage mom who just like had this kid, and I'm not married, and this and that and the other. Well, I mean, I was 22. I was married, you know, and just to not be taken seriously, that kind of sucks. And some of you are probably sitting there going, boo-hoo, you know, you're complaining that you look young. But when you're in a profession or you're having babies or whatever, and people look at you or treat you differently because they think you're some dumb kid, I mean, that sucks. And I experienced that a lot when I first started working in the medical field. I was treated differently. I was overlooked. I was talked down to. I wasn't included in grown-up conversations. And so it was it just sucked. You know, so for me, hitting the age of 44, I finally feel like, you know, people are going to start looking at me and taking me seriously when it comes to, like, my profession or whatever the case may be. I don't look at it like holy crap, I'm getting old. But it's just amazing to me that I've made it this far in life. All right, enough of that. I'm going to go on to this darker color here in the palette, and I'm just going to use this flat brush. It's a MAC 242. Most of you guys know that that's my favorite brush to use. Let me zoom in here a little bit. And this is going to go down here. And then I'm going to use my brush to sort of blend out the edge. Whoops, was I even in the camera for that? Probably not. There's so many palettes now that I have that I just completely adore. And it's funny because in the past, buying eyeshadow palettes, there's always, you know, like 5 or 6 colors that I just would never even touch. But lately, palettes are becoming so much more appealing to me because of the color combinations. You know, like these sort of rusty red tones or orangey browns. I really, really, really am liking the direction that companies are taking now when they're putting their palettes together. Like that Modern Renaissance palette, holy cow. And the Holy Grail palette. Holy Grail, Venus palette's been out for a while, but that one I completely adore. Holy Grail, Modern Renaissance. What else did I get? Oh, the Melt Stack Dark Matter with Enigma. I feel like I'm missing one. Am I missing one? Oh, I mean this. Come on now. But anyway, I really like the direction that companies are taking now. And I feel like it's about time because I have always adored those types of colors, and I feel like companies are finally like getting it right. All right, I'm going to add some color along the lower lash line now. And I'm going to start with this one, Foist. That's going to go here. Then I'm going to go in with that more red color. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the darker color, that one, and I'm just going to kind of smudge it out here, just in the outer corner. I like it. Now I got to do some serious cleanup. Actually, the fall down wasn't as bad as I expected. I expected it to be much worse than it was, or is, I should say. But it's not so bad. Not so bad at all. I got a little too high with the red here. I gotta take a different brush. This one was clean. And I'm using, what is it, this color for my inner corner highlight. I think I'm gonna keep today's look all matte. I don't think I'm going to add any shimmer to this look. And I'm also gonna sort of blend this inner corner color inward. I so badly want to grab one of my ColourPop eyeshadows and just put it on, but I kind of want to keep things matte today. I'm going to take that same little pencil brush and I'm going to take a little bit of that color and I'm going to apply it to my lower lash line here. And it's not going to make a huge difference, but it's going to be just enough to sort of blend these edges out. Actually, I'm going to mix these two together. This brighter one with the more sort of pinky tan. I'm going to put some concealer on, and I need to get more concealer soon because I'm starting to run low. I usually, in the wintertime, I'll mix NC15, or what is this? Yeah, NW15 and NW20 together because in the wintertime, the NW20 is just a tad dark. But what's funny is, even though we are in summer, I'm still having to mix them together. I feel like you would think that because I live in the south and I'm close to the ocean that I would be outside more, and I'm not. And it's sad to me because I should be outside more because this is what I wanted for so long. And now that I'm here, I'm in the house all the time. And this week I wanted to go to the beach, but it just didn't happen. I don't know why we didn't go, but we didn't. But I think next week, although anytime I'm scheduled to work during the week, I almost feel like my week is just shot. I have to work next Tuesday, and then Wednesday, my stepson is going back to Texas, so we have to drive to Charleston to drop him off at the airport. So my Wednesday is pretty much shot. And then I've got Thursday, but I don't know. I want to get to the beach, though. Maybe I'll go on Monday. Monday's hard for me, though, because I get home at 7:30 in the morning on Monday from work, and I usually will go to bed for a little while. I don't know, man. I need to start living life. I already had my foundation on. I use this L'Oreal Lumi cushion thingamajig. It's not bad. This is what it looks like. I just bounced my beauty blender in there, and use, you know, put it all over. I like it. I like it a lot. Lately, I've not been powdering my face. I'll just use some powder under my under eye area. And I usually just take my beauty blender in there and press in my powder. And I don't do that whole baking thing. I think that's one of the stupidest things I've ever heard. Baking. Everything's so gimmicky nowadays. Can you imagine the amount of powder these girls go through? I've seen, I mean, they do the whole thing down here and down the side of the nose. Holy cow. Like, Laura Mercier is going to stay in business just on the profit of selling powder alone. Give me a break. Alright, I had to turn the camera off because I only have like 9 minutes left. So, all I did was put some mascara on. That was it. And, like I said, I didn't powder my face. So I'm going to try this new bronzer that I got from Makeup Revolution. I'm trying to find a dupe for my Laguna bronzer from NARS, because as much as I really want to buy another one, it just, I don't understand why it's so expensive. I don't know if you guys remember a couple videos ago, I pointed to my face on either side. I've got these spots here where color won't stick. I don't get it. It does, color just won't stick in those areas. It's really strange. Haven't figured out why that's happening. And it's not because my foundation is wet or anything like that. It happens when I do powder my face. Blush and bronzer will not stick in those areas. I don't quite understand it. It's strange. I like this bronzer, by the way. And lately I've been just going around the edge of my face, like here on the bottom. Not like necessarily beneath my jaw, but like right on my jaw here, to add a little bit more color. This bronzer's not bad. It was only like $7, I think. I need to really use up what I have instead of just, it's not like I keep buying bronzers, but like I should use up my Anastasia contour kit. I use that as bronzer too. I'm going to use this blush. I haven't used it in a long time. The only reason I'm using it is because it's mixed with sort of a brown shade. This is from MAC. It's from the Proenza Schooler collection that came out. This one is Ocean City. I paid full price for this. I did not get my discount on it because it is in the special packaging. There, just a little bit of color. And actually, I'm going to use, or take some of this, yeah, I'm using my sleeve to just kind of blend this in. And I'm going to use a little bit of Perfect Topping from MAC. This is what this looks like. This has come out quite a few times in collections. So I'm just going to put that along the top here. I like Perfect Topping because it's not insane amount of highlight. It's just enough. And it'll complement my blush and bronzer nicely. And then I'm just going to go like this. So what I'm going to do now is go over to... I'm going to go over to the natural light so you guys can see what my eyeballs look like. Okay, so I am over in front of my, there, that's better. I'm over in front of my a window. Well, I'm back about 8 or 9 feet from the window because it just gets too bright. But I wanted you guys to see my eyeballs out of that bright light. I really like that palette. If you guys like those types of colors, the palette's only $18, and it's available on NYX's website. They don't have it at Ulta anymore, but you can get it through NYX. And I did toss on a lip. I really love Mare. I don't know why I don't wear it enough, or I don't wear it very often, but this is part of the permanent collection now from MAC. I just adore this color. I started with a little bit of Dervish lip liner from MAC. And then I wanted it to be just a tad darker, so I went over it with another MAC liner. I don't know what I did with it, called In Control. It's one of the Prolong lip liners, and it's actually one of my favorite. Here, this one. It's called In Control. I love this color. So I just very lightly went over my lip line with that just to darken it just a tad, and then I put Mare on, and I think it's one of the prettiest colors ever. Anyway, so, and all right, and so what I had to tell you guys was just in the time that I put the blush and the bronzer on, in the time that I did that, up until just a minute ago or so, it oxidized on me and it started to turn orange. So I actually had to go over and take some powder. Let me step back a little. I had to take a little bit of powder and go over my cheeks because it started to turn orange. So maybe that Revolution bronzer isn't the best for me. I might be passing that along to somebody else because I do not like any orange on my face unless I'm purposely wearing an orangey blush. Other than that, I don't want any orange on my face. So I adore this palette. I'm really glad that I got it. So anyway, you guys will have to let me know what you think of the eyeballs for today. And I am going to do a separate video showing you guys my favorite eyeshadows and the eyeshadow colors, and I'm sure most of you can guess what my favorite is because of the types of videos that I've been filming lately, but I figured I would put together just like a little collection type video because a lot of the eyeshadows that I'm using are very affordable. A lot of them are indie brand, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that maybe this weekend sometime. So anyway, again, let me know what you guys think of my look. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me today. Have a great day, and I will see you guys all again very soon. Bye.